Music.
That goes here.
Do 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 do.
You don't literally have to do that each time.
I will do it each time.
Heineken Pabst Blue Ribbon!
You're so right.
Wow, flippers and all. Wow.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa! What you know about my boomstick?
You see my distant fellow? Yeah. I hate to kill him.
Can I have another bowl, please?
I think you know the way.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Welcome to Geekisodes, where everything's topical of everything geek. So, let's go around and just quick intro, say our name, and we can have our guest star introduce himself last. Sound good?
Sounds good.
This is your host, Jacob.
I'm Jesse.
Bobby.
The Luscious Lawson.
Delicious.
And guest star David.
That's right. You stole my name.
Well, I was here first.
That's true.
We call him David and Lawson. That's right. That's how this goes. Today's episode is, what is it, guys?
Well, we're themed
magical?
around. We're themed around. I kind of at least tossed it out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's themed around things you like that no one else does.
Sure.
That might lead into a larger topic that we'll get into.
A much larger topic.
Yeah.
You see, I asked a question that I already knew the answer to, is what I was doing.
Isn't that how these things work? Isn't that how podcasts work?
That's perfectly how podcasts work.
Never ask a question you don't already know the answer to.
Okay, so let's keep it short, simple. Mm-hmm. That thing that you like that nobody else does. Okay? Jesse, do you want to start?
I will. I had this conversation with Bobby yesterday. What was the thing I talked about?
Wait, you asked me what the thing that
because I feel like that's a blind spot. Like
because you don't care.
I don't really care.
I know. I was made fun of
Apathy
relentlessly
already?
for
apathy.
Is it okay? I can start if you want time.
I thought you're going.
What do you
No,
have?
I
One?
am.
Yeah, he has
Okay.
one. Just go and say
I
it.
thought you just said you didn't know.
Yeah, what is it, Jess?
What did I say yesterday?
You said
I've slept since
you
then.
said Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
All right.
That's right.
So the Spider-Man series is something that everybody gives me crap for some reason, but I love those movies.
The Amazing
Spider-Mans, both 1 and 2. I really enjoyed
Andrew
them.
Garfield.
With Andrew Garfield, I thought he did a great job.
Okay.
My biggest complaint about that movie was like they used that Peter song at like a weird time.
Are you talking about when
That's your biggest complaint?
Dude, you watch that movie and like they're playing this song. It doesn't fit anything that's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Because it was like you're watching it and like
so
you're like
non-sequitur.
what this song does not fit. He's not running after her down an airport.
This isn't a CW drama. This isn't One Tree Hill.
He's literally.
Oh no! Don't say that.
He's literally.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Did you see The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Oh, yeah, I've seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What are your thoughts on it, then?
I didn't like it either. But I thought the most awkward part in it was when Peter and the blonde kid from that superhero type movie.
Chronicle?
That was
right.
Chronicle's great. No argument there. But when they were talking and Peter Parker just kept hopping on the other side of the rail and this side of the rail, I was like, this is really awkward. And I feel like they did it in one take.
Okay, here's my issue with it. I think the entire franchise suffered from sorry, Jesse, for all of what we're saying.
It's okay.
The entire genre, series suffered from what I call "you'll find out in the sequel" syndrome.
Right.
There was a little bit over foreshadowing.
It's like, what about this? You'll find out in the sequel.
Well, give me something now.
You idiots.
I'm curious before we move on, though, because I know we got.
Yeah, of course.
Why? I don't mean this. What do you think you see in it that other people don't? Then, because you like it.
Yes. Good
clearly,
question.
we just had kind of the.
No.
I
actually liked the movie.
See, like
majority of people didn't.
Yeah, I just didn't like that one part of the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we go into these things where it's like, do I really have to have a reason? I just enjoy. The movie.
It wasn't. Why do you like it? Defend yourself. It was. What do you think people missed that you got out of it?
I just think it was a home down to earth kind of Spider-Man movie. Like I felt like it was more real. It's just like he's a kid in high school. Like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm not saying anything bad. I love those Spider-Man movies.
It just didn't hit you like that.
Well, it's like, is it really believable he's in high school?
I don't know. I like it when he cried.
You mean is it believable that Tobey Maguire was in high school?
It just even as a kid.
Andrew Garfield was older when he filmed it than Toby was.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Andrew
It doesn't
Garfield was
seem that
29
way,
years
though.
old.
Looks young.
Does it seem that way to you though?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I thought he was too cool of a Peter Parker.
They didn't
That's very
spend.
true.
They did.
That's a different topic, but
yeah.
and I really enjoyed the way that.
I didn't feel that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like cool.
But the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was very hipster. Yeah.
Skateboarding.
Now
right?
help me out,
No,
comic
that's
book
the-
guys. The Amazing Spider-Man. He was more of a cooler type of.
It depends.
Like there
Depends
are
on the era.
arcs.
Depends on
There's
which era.
arcs where he's a
In
quipster.
the 80s,
and-
he was.
if it's like early Stan Lee, he's uber nerd.
Yes,
Yeah, like-
very
But
true.
as later goes on, like
Ultimate
it's
Spider-Man.
70s
That's
and 90s, which they probably did base it more on Ultimate Spider-Man. He is a little bit more cooler, but like
Yeah.
still a nerd.
Well,
He didn't seem like a nerd to me at all in that movie.
we spent a while on that. If
Yes.
we want to go to the
He
next.
makes
We're gonna go to the
Bad
next
thing.
one. So Bobby, what's that thing
He's a
you
cool
like
guy.
that no one else likes?
Oh, for me, I'm gonna go a little bit, I guess, niche on it, because I couldn't really think of anything but like one movie. Abraham Lincoln Vampire.
Oh
Yes. Yeah.
People crap on that movie,
I haven't
but
seen it, so.
but it is it's so fun.
Yeah.
it's
It is a fun
so
movie.
fun. Because I think I even got a guy at when I used to work at. Because he annoyed me because he was like, I actually like Dragon Ball Evolution. So
Oh my god, he wasn't
hope
your
no
friend
one has
anymore,
it.
right?
oh no, he wasn't. He wasn't. And so what I did was I sat there. and I was like, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is based off a true story. Which technically, I'm not lying.
Heard that sentence come out of somebody's mouth.
No, I said that to him.
You said that to him.
Yeah, I kept on
That's a
going
Bobby
with it.
Davenport quote right there.
Yeah. That's a
Love
quote
it.
for me.
Love it,
Because
love it, love it.
I'm not wrong.
Just
It is based off a true story. They just added some stuff to it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The perfect crime, of course.
Yeah.
Probably
I mean, basically, that's how they make history
Does
books,
anyone here
right?
not like that?
The winners.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. The general
Humans
public
won.
doesn't.
General public doesn't, but that's how we're going by.
I agree. I was saying, but does anyone here personally not like it to like fight against? Because like some of us fought back against the Amazing Spider-Man. too.
I find Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter amusing. I find it very amusing.
I think
I-
there's
so
a
much
place.
fun.
And I will confess, I did buy it on Blu-ray for like
Perfect.
$5. So
$5.
Even better.
It's a worthy purchase.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
I don't think you have any. I do agree the general public doesn't like it, but I don't think anyone here is like, no, man.
Yeah. There's no haters. Like,
Which is weird because I'm nah man to like everything, but
I know.
yeah,
but-
well, you haven't seen it, so
It's
you
true.
can't.
I can't. I lost the chance.
He has an axe shotgun that makes no sense at the
That
time,
sounds
but it's
amazing.
amazing.
That sounds amazing. All right.
David R.
Guest star.
David.
Does this have to be a movie?
No.
No,
Doesn't have to be
anything.
anything.
Mine's not gonna be a movie.
Any
You
medium,
can say
movie,
you love
book.
Creed.
You can say you love Creed.
I wouldn't
Okay.
ever.
Take me higher.
You guys are good. I like you guys better than Creed already. I would say, and I think Lawson would agree with me, that I didn't realize other people didn't like this, but I really like Titus from Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
Titus?
Titus, sure. The Titus.
Pronounce it like Titus. That's fine.
Yeah, Titus.
People call him Titus.
Yeah.
It really depends. It really depends on who's pronouncing it, if it's Titus or Titus.
I'd always thought of it as Titus. I don't know. You're making me question my sanity now.
Uh-oh.
But I've always thought it was
I've
Titus.
heard it both ways.
We'll
so.
stick with Titus.
Yeah,
Okay?
but like
let's
when
keep it
I
simple.
I remember we
David's
rented that
sake.
game when I was a kid, and I'd never played Final Fantasy before.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't played it.
yeah, and it was amazing. And I remember even at the end when they're like floating in the water with the flowers and the music is
That wasn't the
playing
end.
and they drift. Well, that wasn't
Yeah.
the end, but at that point,
Yeah.
like I remember I was tearing up. I was like, this is the first game to ever kind of emotionally
Yeah.
touch me. This isn't like Aladdin on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Like,
Aladdin on
this feels here.
What's interesting is you set me up because
Great game, great
I
game.
hate that game.
Yeah.
But ironically, I'm going to push back against you in the way you don't expect. I still hate that game. I thought Titus was one of the few redeeming qualities of that game.
Sure. Yeah.
Where I just didn't like the game overall, but I thought his arc is somewhat interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Yuna, so when he's with Yuna, I have some issues there. But like him and his dad
Oh yeah.
are... I was actually... And again, not my favorite game. I was genuinely interested and engaged with the conflict between him and his father. If the game had been all about that, I think I would have been on board with it. I think he was the highlight of the... Or at least Jet maybe more so than Tidus, but their relationship was
Yeah.
like, I really got a lot out of that.
That's good. That's good. And then a really quick afterthought there. The best Sega Dreamcast game was Grandia 2, not Skies of Arcadia.
Real quick, if anybody plays Final Fantasy X, the story is very confusing.
No, it's not.
He's like
It's stupid.
ghost.
It's not confusing.
Well, he's a
He
ghost that
exists.
time traveled.
Yeah, he's like
No, he's a memory.
he's a memory.
He's literally the memory of a god.
Okay.
Stupid.
Of a god.
Yes.
I
Like
never
the amalgamations
got that
of all the
part.
souls became a god, and that was the not sin, but the thing that like you Yevon is just like the amalgamations of all the souls of a
It's
previous
not
world.
complicated, says a guy. That
It's
gets
not
head in the
complicated.
room.
You just
Who just said amalgamations
You know,
on the air?
it's like, where's Avril Lavigne? I feel like she's the mediator of what's complicated.
You
enough.
love
I'm just
Canadians.
saying.
This is the second
I do.
Canadian you
Is that
brought up
your
like in the
answer?
She's
last few
Canadian
minutes.
too. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love Jim Carrey.
Michael J. Fox.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of his music. That's not
Oh
gonna be
no,
my thing.
I was making
That's
a
not
joke.
going to be my thing. That's not going to
You're
be my
not,
thing.
you're not gonna sing that one.
Don't forget Pamela Anderson, Michael J.
Pamela
Fox.
Anderson?
Yeah, she's Canadian.
Kenny versus Spenny.
Yeah, Kenny
Okay.
versus Spinny.
Mine
if
will be
anybody
short
watched that.
because no one knows what I'm talking about, but I got a lot
Of
of flack
course.
on it
Okay.
on
I'm
my
sure you
Christian
do.
server.
Your Christian server.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Christian
I like the I like the idea that on your Christian server is just God, and he's literally
Giving me flack
trolling
for my
you.
stuff, yeah.
He's like, that's stupid, Lawson. It's stupid.
I feel like that's what'll happen. He'd be like, hey, well done, good and faithful servant, but you really liked Mystic Messenger, really? Which is mine.
Messenger.
Okay, I'm going to completely out myself. No one will take me seriously, but that's okay. I won't be losing much. No one did before.
Okay.
I got a lot of flack of this. I like Mystic Messenger. It is a free game on cell phones, which is already bad enough. It is a dating
Cell phone
sim.
gaming.
It is a free dating sim on cell phones. It gets worse. It is a free dating sim
Beautiful.
on cell phones aimed towards women. Where you are
So like
where
you're
this-
dating guys.
Yes, like you are a girl with various guys, and I like that game.
I was actually gonna.
These are like
say,
your role models. These other guys, right?
Hang on.
I wanna have a topic one day where we talk about mobile gaming.
Oh yeah, we can come back.
Bobby said he wanted to walk out if we talked about it.
We'll
but
come
I
back.
think there's things to talk about.
But I will say this: the reason I like it.
I am.
No, I love it. It's great. The reason I like it is because I actually really did enjoy the characters. I thought the writing was pretty funny. It ended up having a more intricate plot than I expected.
Who's your dafu?
I don't think that's what it's called.
I can't remember what it's
I think
called.
husbando is usually like,
Husbando? Sure. Which
opposite of waifu.
man out of all your Mystic Messengers are you wanting
well,
to
I was
date
gonna
the
say,
most?
My favorite character is actually Jaehee, who is the only girl there, but no, I just thought she had an interesting arc. But my favorite guy there is 707, who I'm cosplaying as at Imtac. That is how.
Oh, so everybody at Imtac's going to just hate you. By the
No,
way,
they'll think I'm awesome.
by the way,
I will be among my people.
David looks like sad Ben Affleck right now.
That's all. That's
me.
all I'm
No,
making
come on,
Affleck.
Talk to me.
Just slapping this face that
You're
David's
reconsidering
making.
all that person you were going to try and set me up with.
Oh
That's what
my
you're doing.
gosh.
That is true.
Right.
Look, I think it had a.
I mean, she's a woman, so I'm not sure now.
It had. I genuinely enjoyed the writing. I thought the characters.
do you
want to
play that Game Grumps game, Hot Daddy?
No.
Where
Daddy
It's
dating
not-
simulator.
Yeah, Daddy.
Well, anything with daddy.
I know
in the
we're running out of
title.
time,
Yeah.
but I just it's not the setting or the setup is that's not my type of game I usually play, but I thought the writing was pretty clever, and
And
that's
the shirtless
what
scenes weren't bad. Okay, Jacob, what do you
Whoa.
got?
that debate packs abs?
Oh my, how
back, man.
delicious. Okay. I guess the ultimate. Okay. Earlier, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do my homework, and I realized I hadn't thought about it.
Homework's for
And
nerds.
Yeah.
the Kill Bill
geeks.
alarm was going on in my head. But then. Okay, I was about to say. David's like, what? Oh, okay. No, but then it hit me. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Okay. So, and this is on record the first show I ever watched from beginning to end that I ever binged, even before binging was a thing. Lost. The ending to Lost, I actually liked.
Wow.
Oh, I love this.
Actually,
This is fantastic.
I can argue at this point.
we could have a whole
absolutely-
episode about just that.
Oh, beautiful.
Here goes-
I
Steals
had
the hammer.
absolutely no problem with the ending, and I understood it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The ending's not hard to understand.
Thank you.
It's just
stupid. That's gonna be my catchphrase now.
Like,
Where did the island go?
Well, that's the point. It's like
It was all purgatory.
It wasn't all purgatory.
No,
That's not what it was.
Sarcasm.
Why did they?
That's what everybody
Why
thought.
did they want to
That's what
kidnap
everybody-
Walt?
Huh?
Why was Walt important? Why did they kidnap him?
Because
Well, the Walt.
You can't just say because.
Hang on. Hang on, Walt.
Why were there polar
You have
bears?
to understand. Okay, because the Dharma Initiative did experiments on polar bears. That's
Okay.
why. And not only that, but
Where did the
okay,
polar bear wind up going?
It just
died.
got loose, and it's a
They
it's
Like
killed
it
him.
went for
animal.
a swim and just didn't come back?
A wild animal. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I'm gonna
But-
say this. The others kidnapped Walt. It wasn't like the island kidnapped Walt.
No, but the others.
Why
Okay,
was he so important? Though?
because Ben
Because he's
Ben
black.
is crazy.
It
okay?
might be.
Ben. Oh no. Bobby, no.
Well,
No.
maybe we should get into why specifics rather than trying to discuss the ending of Lost. That seems like a whole episode in and of
Very,
itself.
very true. Very, but here's the thing: like, I understood it, I got it, and I found it very. I don't know. I didn't mind it at all. I liked it a lot because I don't see how else it could have gone down. I just. I don't, and I know, like somebody said that, like, okay, the whole point of the show was like finding answers, and there still weren't answers for certain questions, and I get that.
Well, they set
That's
it
my
up.
biggest
They
problem.
set it up. They set it up for a sequel.
It's a mystery box.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because Hurley became immortal.
Right. Hurley became
Wait,
the new
with
Jacob,
and
Ben became the new Richard.
with Linus, and so when you see them in purgatory, that's like that means that Hurley does die
Right.
in the future. So
Okay.
so that
Very
means
true.
that there's something's going to happen where Hurley dies.
Yeah,
so
but we
they
haven't
had to-
seen that yet.
Yeah, they
Well,
haven't
but even
done that.
Jack's ghost father said, like, some people, did die, but some people died way later. So it could even be to a
That's me
degree
too.
to where
Okay,
Sawyer died of old age.
this needs
You
to-
know? I mean, anybody
okay,
could have died of old age.
Yeah.
But-
So I mean that's the thing. So like when ABC's like sitting
Very
there
true, yeah.
at the board, and they're like, "We need a fresh and
yeah.
original
We
idea," and they're like,
we basically saw a flash
We
forward
already-
of their heaven.
"We already
and that's what
we're bringing back Roseanne, right?
Yeah.
we're bringing back What about music competitions? Oh, we're doing American Idol again. All right. We're doing good original ideas. How about Lost? Can we get all the people from Lost to come back?
Yeah.
No, they're busy with Star Wars. How about we just get some people from the CW to do it? All right, let's do this.
Oh god.
Lost.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Coming this fall.
Perfect. But, yeah. Okay, let's, gosh.
It's commercial.
Let's go to,
right?
let's
Right?
go
Who is our sponsor this week? Do you know?
Our sponsor, it's an app.
All right. Fantastic. I guess we'll let the
An app, yeah, it's a meetup app to say the least.
Oh, awesome.
that's-
You know, I'm single, so
Oh, perfect,
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
This actually
I
would
know.
work out well for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. Then.
You need to get your CDL though. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. Let's.
Okay,
go
yeah, let's go into it.
All right. Now a word from our sponsors.
Are you a truck driver looking for love? Well, the Lot Lizard dating app is for you. First, download the app, and when you go to a rest stop or a gas station, pull out your phone and check. We have a ranking, so you know you're getting the best Lot Lizard. You can also sort by rating and price and hear from a client.
She had no teeth and was 85, but at that ranking and price, I got my money's worth.
Plus, the Lot Lizards can use the app to, like Emma Jean.
I was low in the ranking. Now I'm number 4. Next to my mama. Thank you, Lot Lizard app.
So, download the Lot Lizard dating app today.
Alrighty, and we are back.
I thought you thought better of me.
I do, Lawson. I said it was.
No, we would have given you a high rating.
I think you deserve
I like
it.
how this works.
Am I
He's on the
why?
opposite
If I
end
wear
of
a
the spectrum.
snakeskin skirt and call myself Norma Jean, am I loved then? Am I a 5-star for you, David?
Real quick.
Absolutely.
Did any of you guys see? Have any of you guys watched Criminal Minds? This is on
Yes.
I have like the first 2
Is that
seasons.
like
Yes.
on the ID channel?
I don't know.
The IT channel.
They play it at work for
Our
background
family
noise.
has this thing. There's a character that's got like split personality or whatever, and of course it's inaccurate
Okay.
and stuff. But it's a quote my family says all the time, where this janitor guy turns out to like have a personality that's a woman, and he turns around and goes, "My name is Amanda," and my family says that all the time now. It's just like
that is amazing.
Oh, it's such a great.
Forgive my ignorance. Is Criminal Minds the one with Punky Brewster, or is that
who's Punky Brewster?
Oh,
who's Punky?
Never mind. I'm not gonna explain it.
Me and Jesse right here like to. We have a saying. We like to. Do you like jazz?
Do you like jazz?
I do like jazz,
do you
but I
like
feel like
jazz?
being set up.
I am jazz.
Oh,
we watched this Netflix movie about
I recommend it
about
highly.
Adam
Do you not,
Devine's
Jesse?
character like travels back in time to try to get the girl of his dreams.
I saw that.
So
That
like the
was
beginning,
horrible.
it's a horrible movie.
Wait, what
So
movie is this?
bad. So it's called
When
we first met. Yes.
Oh, with the girl with the blue eyes.
It's the most generic,
so
cliche.
It's so horrible because you're
Oh my
He traveled
God.
back in
watch-
time.
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling from the preview that that's what was
Yeah,
happening.
that's
Trust
what's
me.
happening.
It's a time traveling photo.
So
booth.
here's the thing. So you're supposed to root for this guy
Yeah.
to get this girl.
Yeah.
But towards like you're starting to realize he's just a terrible person.
He really is.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think you're supposed to be like he's not a terrible guy. He's just trying to get the woman
yeah,
he loves.
it's very flat
it's-
and generic at first,
but-
but then it gets weird with the alternate reality.
Yeah, but if we're watching it and then like he goes up to the girl the first time we met, is like, "Do you like jazz?" Oh my god! And we'd laugh right away because there's no reason why this character should love jazz.
Yeah.
and then like she goes like jazz. I am jazz. And we're just like, now we just go around, do you like jazz?
I am jazz.
If you guys get a chance to watch it, don't. It's terrible.
Is that?
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no, trust me. It's not even that it was. I mean, it was terrible
If
to watch.
you want
but
to watch
it's very
it,
generic.
if you want to
Very
watch it
generic.
for a good bad time, yeah.
Hey,
very true.
that's a great segue because that is probably something someone loves that everyone else hates, and that ties into the theme.
Yes.
So there,
Oh,
brought it back
awesome.
in.
Okay. Now,
And building from that.
I'm gonna introduce this. This is the whole main topic of this entire episode. Okay. You've seen it in the title, I'm sure.
We have titles?
Yeah, we have titles. And here's the thing: this movie is more controversial than
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ.
What was that a controversial movie?
Than the tonal structure of the DCEU.
I don't think there's controversy there. Everyone just hates it.
More
The Zack Snyder cut is
controversial
better.
than Republicans versus Democrats. Okay, it's gotten this intense. I am, of course, talking about the movie The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. I'm kidding. I'm
Are
kidding.
we?
Oh, he believed me. I wasn't even trying.
I love that movie. That's
ready.
I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is
it's
so
a fantastic movie. Yes.
That'll be the next episode.
I was ready. I was like, oh, I have a lot to say on the matter if you don't like this movie.
Oh my god, no, I had to do this too. I had to. Anyways, no, I am talking about Star Wars, the episode 8, The Last Jedi.
There we go.
Okay? Here's how we're gonna work this, okay, guys? Because here's the thing: we've all got our guns out, okay? And
Mine's on the table.
I have a hammer.
It's loaded, but it's not out.
But either way, here's the ground rules, okay? What we're gonna do is, okay, Lawson, I know you clearly hate it, and Bobby, I know you clearly love it. So you guys are going to be the main debaters,
Shine that
okay?
light in my eye. People go blind
There's a
from
laser
that.
pointer. Someone has a laser pointer.
I pointed at your head, not your eye.
But no, you guys are going to be the main debaters, and I think the rest of us are kind of in a gray area with it.
No, I like it.
Okay, yeah, David. But the rest of us are going to chime in points,
All right.
okay? And now, if things get heated, of course, look to me as the mediator. Okay?
All right.
Okay?
Who wants to? I mean, I don't know. I think most of us are pretty civil. Do you want to go first, or you want me to point out?
You go first. I will point out this. You can go off and talk about Rose's and Finn's thing all you want, and I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not gonna argue with that part either.
Because
I don't
that
like
is
that
the
part.
weakest part and the dumbest part of the whole movie.
I guess.
So you can go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start. I'll try to keep it short because I know I can be long-winded. Okay, so just get out of the way, like we mentioned, Rose and Finn. I think even people that like the movie agree that's a weak point. So we're gonna kind of just set that aside as. I think good movies can have weak points. I don't
course.
think that in and of itself.
Return of the Jedi, I mean.
Yeah, no, because actually, Return
Clearly
of the Jedi
flawed.
is my favorite.
Yeah, it's
Ewok
clearly-
scenes are
Very flawed.
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the good stuff makes up for that. So I'm not going to argue like that's what ruins the movie. And I've only seen it once and it's been a while, and I kind of didn't take notes or anything. So, but I'll just say this. My issue wasn't... I've heard a lot of people kind of counterpoint to... The main point is everyone goes, well, we didn't like it, and they go, well, it wasn't what you expected, and you were just expecting... I'm actually fine with surprises. This is my overall...
Thank you.
I'm okay if everything we theorized didn't come true.
Yes, thank you.
I don't have a problem with that. My issues are if you're going to subvert our expectations.
Yes.
Fine with that. I actually even like that.
Yeah,
but I
thank you.
want you to replace it with something as good or better than our expectations.
Thank you. My God. Like, that's my point. Thank you. Everyone's like, you just want to... No, I didn't. And they keep saying, oh, like, they, subverted your expectations. But it's like, yeah, but in the worst way possible.
I've already got the mod on my side.
Well, no, it's not even
I haven't.
Yeah, this
I
seems
haven't
swayed.
gotten chance to speak to yet.
I'm sorry.
So.
Yeah, Bobby, I'll get to...
No. You keep on.
Okay, if you don't mind, yeah. I mean, I was just saying, it's like, look, I do want different. I crave different, and I crave different in a good way. I want, like, here's the thing, I want, like, okay, Snoke getting offed.
That was good.
But I hated that.
Oh.
They never explained to
I actually liked it.
I had 1,000 and more questions. That is the worst way to subvert my expectations. It's so stupid. Just explain him. We're all giving...
They're giving signs to each other, and I'm actually signing to them. So that's
he keeps
fun.
on moving my mic back and forth, and I'm like, you put it up here, and then you move it back.
Like,
I can hear you breathing,
that's like a
Bobby.
continuous problem with a lot of storytelling techniques these days.
So,
it's like
yeah.
they introduce something to you, and Maz Kanata from The Force Awakens, that's a story for another time. It's like, no, explain it now. For the love of all that is holy, it's not that hard.
This ties in to what you were saying, what you were saying earlier about over-sequelization, kind of.
Who's you?
Well, oh, sorry, you're right. I'm pointing. No one can see. Jacob and Jesse we were discussing in the Spider-Man 2 thing.
Yeah.
Where I do think it suffers from over-sequelization or setups or things like that that may or may not even be fulfilled.
Right.
But I'll get to...
And that's my thing. Snoke was never fulfilled.
Yeah, I don't even think that's the biggest...
I had 1,000 questions.
I could get over that one. Okay, so I've got another thing people seem to be complaining about that I don't have a complaint with. I want to deal with what I don't have problems with first, I guess.
Yeah.
New Force powers. I'm okay with that, actually.
Oh, me too. I loved that.
It didn't bother me. I even
adored
thought
that.
there was really good setup.
Oh, yeah.
With the feeling the rain. Like, he felt the rain, which kind of set up he can hold... Force Ghosts can hold physical objects or whatever.
Right.
So I didn't have a problem with that. My problem came with how they were used. And my problem with is... What I thought would have been interesting, my expectation, which was subverted, which was... These two are going to switch character arcs, basically, where Rey is going to go to the dark side, and then Kylo Ren...
Oh, I thought that was going to happen,
and I think that would have been a better... And
it would have been so
and
good.
if you subverted...
That would have been great.
That actually would have been amazing.
I think that would have been a better arc.
Oh my
I
gosh.
felt like they were setting up for that pretty strongly.
Right.
It would have fixed my main problem with Episode 7, which I liked a lot, actually.
Right,
which is,
right.
I felt Rey was too much of a Mary Sue, but I
Very
was
true.
okay with it.
Very true, yeah.
Because I thought they were going to do the switcheroo, but then they switcherooed the switcheroo, and it just became like a boring plot, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, nothing changed.
That's my
at
overall...
all.
Basically.
That's my overall problems. We get into specifics, but I definitely feel Bobby should have a chance to lay out his case for it.
I've been very...
Yeah, he's been very patient.
I've been very democratic.
You should see the face he's making.
Let him rant.
In this situation.
He's about to...
So, besides the whole, like I said, Finn Rose thing, because everybody didn't like that. It was a very weak part for some animal rights thing.
They left the kid.
Well, the thing is like, okay, which one do you want?
He's still
Okay,
moving the mic.
Micah Jones.
Jesus,
just ignore me. Come on.
I can't.
Jesse won't
I
stop
have,
fiddling with
He's
his
Christian
pole.
Bale on the
Thing
set of
going
Terminator
back and
Salvation.
I'm the boom man.
Be professional!
We'll do it live! Bobby needs a chance. Bobby needs a chance.
So,
Just don't drill on the mic when you're not
I'm
talking.
not trying to drill on the mic. You keep on moving it back and forth. Don't have this issue.
Okay, so Finn and Rose aside.
All right, so God, he distracted me. All right, so
I will kick this whole thing.
I get people's complaints. I do, and I didn't mind this movie. I thought it was really well done. I thought Rian Johnson did a terrific job with it. With, and people's complaints are like, Luke wasn't Luke. Why would Luke do that? And the thing is that's not. If you wanted Luke to be the same character, that's not good character development. You don't want somebody just to stay the same since they're 16 years old. You want them to move up. Him trying to kill Kylo was like, he even says it. It was a weak moment in my life. Mm-hmm. I didn't want another Darth Vader to happen, and as he was waking, I realized what I was doing was wrong, and he was going to stop himself. That's good character. Like him turning away from the Force, and him just saying the Force needs to die. He sat there and he looked at it. He's like. The Jedi.
Okay, I was going to ask.
The Jedi needs to die. The Jedi's are not working. The Sith are not working. Now, if it was up to me, the way this movie would have ended is that Rey and Kylo would have gone off and make their own order.
Oh,
that would have been interesting too.
Oh. That would have been
cool.
my
awesome.
But I didn't mind the death of Snoke because them killing off Snoke was like them telling you Snoke doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not what we've been focusing on.
For the love of all that is holy, he's such a big and prominent character on this pedestal. Who is he and where did he come from? Just
in the original trilogy, you never found that about the Emperor anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's the Emperor. He's established as the big baddie.
And Snoke was established as the big
baddie.
Back
in that day, we didn't know we had to have a ton of lore.
Let me ask you a question.
We deserve explanations.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna. Okay, let me ask you this question. All right. Do you want the story to go Kylo, a Snoke to the third movie, and then Kylo turns on Snoke and kills him in the third movie? Because that's quintessentially returns.
Here's the thing.
You don't want that. You want change.
No, I'm simplistically wanting not even just a small explanation on
I
where
can
still come in the third
I can
movie.
butt in on this one. I've been quiet for a while, so
where
I'll
Snoke
say
came from. That's all I'm asking for with Snoke.
In Force Awakens, they built up this mysterious character, and I get what you're saying. I didn't want him to get killed off. I didn't want a repeat of Return of the Jedi either.
No, I don't want to repeat.
I'm okay with them killing off
that's
Snoke.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
The way he killed him was amazing. I love that fight. I love that build up.
It was a good scene. I loved it.
But I needed more from his character to really care.
And I'm going to throw this out because this is probably what's going to happen. Get ready to pick up either a comic book or a book. Because Star Wars is heavy with not finding out things unless you read the books.
But this is like main plot line stuff.
But that's as far as Jedi lore is concerned.
It does happen a lot.
And I'll say this: I'm more of a cinematic guy when it comes to Star Wars stuff. I'm not one of. I read this in the books. Han Solo had like 4 kids. No, I don't. I've read some books, but I'm not like. I go by what the movies tell me.
Yeah, it's its own universe.
Don't make me work hard.
That's my 100% agree with that.
It's like
if you want the answers, that's probably what you're gonna have to do.
Which I think that's unacceptable.
Kind of ridiculous.
Personally.
I guess you and I actually kind of almost agree. It sounds like we don't even disagree on necessarily what was a good choice or bad choice. A lot what we disagree on is how important that was. I feel like
probably because I feel like finding out Snoke. I get people because Snoke's, to me, he only showed up once, and I get it. He's supposed to be this in Force Awakens, and then like he does have this ability, these new abilities that people kind of question about how Kylo could do. But the thing is we don't know the extent of Snoke's ability.
Here's the thing: there was an entire empire full of stormtroopers led by an emperor, and there was an entire elite, league, or not named league, just. There were Siths. There were Siths who had who had a central idea and compass. Yeah. And they existed. You can't just out of nowhere give me this big guy and not explain where he came from when that existed before him.
I don't have a problem with that.
Because clearly that's where dark people
I'm gonna throw this out, and it's gonna sound like a very weak argument, but I'm gonna throw this out there because the thing is, there still is one more movie for this.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Snoke, if he does turn out to be Darth Plagueis, he's going to resurrect. If
that would actually be interesting.
If that happens, or like Rey's parents, that was a big problem with people about Rey's parents. I know, but again, that there's still a third movie. We can find out if Kylo was actually lying because now that like. J.J. Abrams is coming in. Everything Rian Johnson did was probably going to get thrown out the door.
I want to ask. I know. I want to ask a quick question because you and I. 100% right on the whole point of this. The whole point of this is we're supposed to be like debating it, and we've agreed a lot. But I want to ask you this: since you liked it so much, this is one of my. And there's one other big point I want to get to that was with who's the pilot guy?
Poe Dameron.
That's a whole, I want to get into that in a minute. But what is the point of what is, and I know there's another movie, but we are 2 movies in. What is Kylo's arc? What is Rey's arc? Because I feel like there isn't one right now, and that's why I don't like it.
Kylo's arc is finding a place to belong. I know I'm quoting Linkin Park there.
I will go to Bobby's side. The Kylo story to me is the best part.
That is my favorite part.
His
it
struggle,
was until he decided I'm bad now because reasons.
I think he's just been so conflicted. He's turned on his dad,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm already invested in this. I'm gonna go all in or nothing.
No,
that's kind of how he's feeling.
Let me. All right, so he kills Han. He kills his dad. All right.
Spoilers.
What yeah. If anybody hasn't seen the 2-year-old movie and listened to this
by the way, we're talking about The Last Jedi.
And Bruce Willis is dead at the end of Sixth Sense.
Hey!
The guy narrating Usual Suspects was Kaiser Sose the whole time. So
yeah. Okay.
All right. So he kills his dad, and he does this big thing. He whatever, Dadgercide? I can't remember. Patricide?
Patricide, yeah.
Patricide. All right. He does that. He gets to Snoke, and Snoke's more mad at him for not being able to defeat Rey than looking at this. He killed his dad.
Yeah.
That's way bigger than him defeating Rey. And I get Mary Sue, yeah, I get it, her being a Mary Sue, but what happens? He pushes his head onto the floor. Kylo goes to the Jedis to train, looks for a way, and then you have Luke attempting to kill him.
It's very true, yeah.
Then he goes to the dark side trying to find a place where he can be. And then he gets mistreated by Snoke.
I 100% agree on that.
And then that comes to the conflict where he doesn't want to shoot the ship that his mom's on.
Yeah, I thought that was the most interesting point of the movie.
Yeah, and he's they're wanting him to do it, but he can sense she's in there. She can sense him, and he doesn't want to do it because
he's not making any of his own decisions.
He's not making any of his own decisions, and he's starting to more and more. He's starting to realize there's no place for me. I'm going to start making my own decisions.
So
by him taking over the Empire at the end of the movie, it makes it where he can start making his own decisions.
I just feel like one big problem, and then I'll let you respond, and then I think I want to go to Poe because I actually have more problems with that than anything. But is I feel like we've accomplished nothing. I feel like we are back basically at the start of episode 7. Not even like 8 didn't matter, but 8 also made 7 not matter. And I'm like, we've got one movie left, and I'm a little worried. Here's what I suspect is going to happen. This is the only way I think they can redeem it. And here's what I suspect is going to happen. They announced there's going to be another trilogy after this. I don't think it's going to be 30 years in the future. I think it's going to be a direct continuation. I don't think episode 9...
That depends on Rian Johnson, because he's the one doing it.
It could be. I'm just saying, I don't think episode 9 is actually going to be a fulfilling conclusion. I think it's going to maybe... Hear me out. Remember how I said I felt like they were setting up for a swap the whole time?
Yeah.
What if that occurs at the end of episode 9, and then there's a whole other trilogy about that crud?
I would love that.
That'd be great.
That would redeem in my mind, because I felt like there were so many plot threads that weren't just subverted, because I'm okay with subversion.
Sure.
They were subverted, killed, and replaced with nothing, and I feel like, hey, what are we here for? What
exactly?
Yeah. I
you can disagree. That's
no, I'm not disagreeing. If it happens, I will be a little bit okay with it, depending. Again, the problem with all these movies is them. It seems like Disney didn't have a full blown story right now.
They're just making up as they go
that's
along.
That's why, because like Rian Johnson did this movie. He honestly, I didn't. There are some problems with this movie, but I didn't think they were too big. But he's gone for the next one.
Yeah, which is interesting.
J.J. Abrams is coming back.
I don't know.
So, and the thing is like J.J. Abrams is going to get the movie back to where he wanted it from Force Awakens. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Except for Rian Johnson may have done things that irrevocably. Whoa, that's not
irrevocably.
Thank you. I don't know what happened, but changed. Like he can't do it now. Like
there are some things, yes, but there's a lot of things he can. Like I said, if he wanted to make Snoke Darth Plaza, he just resurrected.
Darth Plaza.
Hello, my name's Darth Plaza. Come visit all my stores.
They're Jedi names.
We have clothes in black,
Jedi kimonos. No.
Okay. Since real quick. Say his name real quick.
Darth Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis.
I thought it was Darth Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis, though. I
don't know.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's like Game of Thrones.
There's a silent J at the beginning.
So you're
I'm trying to, but they're interrupting.
Finish what you're saying,
because they are
Well, poor David hasn't said anything. Our guest character's just been quiet.
Well, let me finish. So, you're going to get. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this point across.
I know. Keep going. Sorry.
So they could easily say, "Hey, he resurrected," and then, here's the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor. Hey, Ray, guess what? You're my granddaughter. Then they have the Kenobi story to show us how it's his great granddaughter.
I hope they don't do that.
Well, it doesn't matter.
So
let's just do the easy story.
That's a point I'd like to talk about. Ray's origin. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with her not being associated with anybody.
It's a very Spaceballs moment.
Just
absolutely nothing.
Don't build it up like she is.
Yes,
which is what they did in the first movie.
Right.
Exactly. She has something special about her. She has all these force abilities.
Nope. Yeah. No, not anymore.
Why?
Clearly. Because Kylo Ren said to her face, your parents were nothing.
Hold up.
Which could be
that's
hold up.
First of all,
they built up.
Hang on. She's still special in the way that she has force abilities.
She has a super force ability. She has raw force ability or whatever.
She pretty much has the ability of, like, better than most people, and she's figured it out naturally. And she's still special. She's just not somebody's kid that's important.
Okay, she has no legacy.
Yeah, she has no legacy. She's not a Kenobi. She's not a Skywalker.
They built it up
she's
so
not,
much that
she's not a Windu, you know?
That would have been an interesting one.
Well, let's explain this. There's more questions here.
But yeah, they built it up a little bit, and I will agree. But to me, that was always her thing, is finding out who her parents were. And I know people are going to disagree with me on that. People will. But it was her story, because if we're going to look at a character, we can't have her be nonchalant about finding out who her parents are. That wouldn't make any sense. I don't care. Your parents are nobodies.
We've put poor David in the corner. I want to hear what you have to say on this before we move on to Poe.
No, I'm just ready to add my comments when you guys start talking about specific things you didn't like. Or
I brought up someone specifically that I did not like.
He's the one who's supposed to do things he doesn't like.
Poe Dameron?
Okay, so I guess I'll ask you then real quick. Poe is going to be bad. We'll go over time. Sorry. But
it's okay. There is no time.
Yeah,
we got time.
But okay, so again, I didn't like that. I didn't like the execution. The ideas I was okay with. It was I feel like there were plot threads that were set up, subverted, and then left to go nowhere. I didn't like that Rey's a Mary Sue, and but she may turn evil. Nothing happens. She just lifts some rocks at the end. Nothing came of her arc. Okay, one other specific thing, I guess, since we're talking about, I want to talk about Luke. Again, execution, I get it. I get where he was. I think there should have been more of a build-up. I wish they had him in episode 1, hints of him becoming as jaded as he was, maybe through flashbacks or something, because I don't disagree that I'm okay with where he ends up, necessarily. It was jarring as an audience viewer. That's whatever. Because I get it. We've seen him, oh my gosh, 30 years have passed, but, like, we didn't see, it was last time we saw Luke, he's like happy-go-lucky, and then I wish there had been maybe some flashbacks or some hints, other than he ran away, of how jaded he'd become. It would have eased us in better, but that's an execution minor thing. My big problem with, again, Luke's arc, and okay with the new Force powers, the way he died was the stupidest flipping thing.
What?
Why?
Okay, because he shows up there, that's all cool, but it ends up being pointless, because he creates this super force ghost, and the whole point, in my mind, is to avoid actually getting killed and buying them time, and then he dies of, like, a forced heart attack at the end. And he should have just shown up and actually died physically if they're going to kill him.
Yeah, but no, here's the thing. The way it was filmed and the execution was beautiful. Because his story opened with the sun rising and then it closed with the sun setting.
I don't care. It was a dumb plot.
It's not.
That's beautiful cinematography in terrible movies.
This is the one part where I'm going to say
that was my favorite part of the whole movie.
I haven't said it since we started. You're wrong about this because the whole point is he hasn't been using force powers in 30 years. He's clearly shown that he doesn't use them at all.
Yeah,
and not having practice to literally project yourself.
That was not established.
Far away.
You are filling in blanks that the movie leaves, and
But
I think
that's good. A movie should make you ask questions. It
Okay,
shouldn't just
what about
spoon feed you
Yoda, where he
everything.
hasn't used all his force powers in I don't know how many years, and then he trains Luke and all that stuff?
I'll add another
He used
perspective.
force powers in that. Well, I think
He lifted the thing.
Yeah, but that
he
was
didn't
it.
die until the next
But
movie.
He didn't project himself from across the universe.
Why is projecting yourself across the universe more difficult than lifting a physical
you're
object?
literally putting
Excuse you, it's clearly greater than lifting an X-Wing out of a swamp.
I'm
What
sorry,
the actual heck?
I missed that in the manual that they handed out when we saw
How
the
is
movie.
Super,
Do you need a manual when you go see a
in
movie?
front of your face. How is Superman lifting a car, not greater than Superman bench pressing the Earth?
Yes,
clearly.
does it have to be
What
explained?
takes
cooler than the other?
takes more energy
Duh.
to project an image like we have on our TVs all
Across
the
the
time?
galaxy.
We're talking about
in
we're
real
literally
time.
talking about projecting yourself as the Force from
I don't
this
accept
planet
that that's more difficult than telekinetically lifting.
Not just being able to project, but see what's going on
Yeah.
and literally be there in light form.
I disagree.
Then we'll start
Okay,
this out.
I mean,
Let's start this
wow,
out.
didn't think that was a
because we're going to go
debating
this. We're going to go this.
issue.
He goes
Jesse.
in, and I even saw this when I watched it. I was like,
I have
did
to
he
go.
have time to stop and get like a dye job and look a little bit younger? And then then he's there, no footprints, and he just projects the thing that Kylo would be more angry at.
Yeah.
Not an old Luke, but the
Yeah.
Luke he saw
The Luke
trying
he
to
knew.
kill him.
I understand
Yeah.
that. I still think
And-
I don't.
and-
None of that
and-
changes my point, though.
And your problem is they're not explaining everything to
No.
you. They haven't gave you a book to tell you. Hey,
my
this is how
problem is
force
they're
powers
making it.
work.
My problem.
So-
Jesse should say
okay,
something.
let me butt in here because I really actually have mixed feelings about this, and the other Star Wars fans I've talked about have also had mixed feelings. I think the way they could have solved this, because I really enjoyed the force projection thing. I thought it was pretty
Yeah, it was
cool.
new. It was
It was new.
innovative,
It was
and
neat.
they've
It's
never
like,
done it
holy
before.
crap,
That's-
Luke has reached this level to where he can project himself out.
I like that
and
in
do
concept too.
But at the same token, as a kid growing up watching Star Wars, you have not seen Luke fight in a real battle for 30 years. Where is that? That's what I've been wanting. When Force Awakens came out, I want to see Luke back in action again like he was.
See, I disagree.
And, well, see, I've talked to a lot of people, and they feel I wanted to see Luke in action.
No.
Now, them killing him off at the end, where he's had a heart attack. That's the one problem I had with the whole scene. I don't feel like it was his time.
Well, you could do one of two things, and I would have been happy. Do the force projection thing, and he lives. Kill him off another way, because I thought that was stupid. Or have him actually be there. You could even have him fly to the planet because he can't do it across the galaxy. He has a force projection from the cave, and then they all escape, and he's just sitting there, and then he strikes him down or something like that. I don't know if I'm with any of that. The force heart attack is the dumbest thing that requires us to make a bunch of leaps. that
I like
going
how
to
you
make.
assume it's a force heart
I was just
attack.
asking, why did we keep
Why
saying
is it a
that? I
force
missed
heart
that.
attack?
Why did he die then?
Why did
He
Obi-Wan
could've had a
die
heart
when
attack.
Darth
Yoda
Vader
died.
He
Why did
could've-
Yoda die?
Why did he have a heart attack for no reason?
Some Jedi.
Why does he have a
People
heart
who-
attack?
That's what I want to know!
No, what? I'm
No,
not.
because you're the one. You're
I haven't
literally
seen a
the
heart
one
attack.
saying he had a force heart attack.
I didn't see him fall
Okay,
on the
what
ground.
do you
like-
call it?
he
He
didn't go
dies. He dies
Well,
from
I think
forced
it's-
exertion,
but
whatever you want to
Here's the
call
thing.
it.
I think a lot of the times, there's a similarity between why Yoda and Obi-Wan dies. It's because, in a way, they chose to. They let the Force
Why did he
take
choose
them.
then?
Because he felt like it was his time.
That was stupid then. It's not his time.
But no, we may even see in the third
movie.
movie that he becomes this great mentor through the Force, just the way Obi-Wan did before. Like he
I
got
could buy
striked
it.
out.
He can force
And I
project. He
think-
can do this across the universe.
I think that leads into another point, though, because I think the problem that most people have with this movie is that we don't have any context on how this is going to fit in with the third movie.
No, I think even if the
And-
third movie fixed a lot of stuff, it's still a stupid choice right now.
I
to
don't
be
think
fixed.
so.
I can't think of a
it's
single
gonna-
way it could be redeemed.
I think the third movie, and this is, I mean, I have to buy into it because Star Wars is my thing. I mean, and I love it. I have to accept this movie as it is, and I have to hope that
You
this
didn't
next
sign that
movie is
petition?
gonna fix. It's gonna fix some of the problems that I have with it. And I think a lot of the problems I have, I'm looking back, I'm like, okay. I
Did
think
8 fix any of the problems you had with 7? Because it didn't for me.
I
So
didn't
why
have-
would 9? Fix...
I didn't have a lot.
I
Of
didn't have a
problems
lot
with
either, but did it fix any of the ones you had?
I'm just saying, with context, a lot of the problems I have with context, I think it'll fix. Like, why did Snoke? Who's Snoke?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I think
who Snoke
if
is.
they explain that in the next movie, I'm like, okay, that makes this better. Where Kylo goes, where Rey goes, I think it's going to fix a lot of the problems that I have. It's just a lot of unanswered questions, and I'm just as a Star Wars fan, I'm really uneasy about.
As far as unanswered questions, here's the thing. You were saying, Bobby, it's like, oh, you don't need a book, and you're right. I don't need a book, but if there's clear as day a thing you need to explain, then there's something.
Well,
you need
my
to
thing,
explain.
my thing about the book was Lawson specifically needed a book to give him all the answers.
No, you did say, "Where's my manual?"
Most of his arguments are literally,
I think that's a failure in filmmaking.
They didn't tell me flat out. I couldn't just have an idea of what's happening.
My problem is they have left a lot of implications and blanks you're supposed to fill with your head. You filled them in a way that's satisfying to you. I don't accept those. I don't think those are reasonable. I think but that's why we disagree. But I'm saying I filled them with other leaps because they don't tell you, so we have to assume. You've made some assumptions. I don't think those are the most reasonable assumptions. I made my own assumptions. I think those are the most reasonable, and I think they're stupid. I can't see it the optimistic way. I feel like I have to turn off my brain to see it the way. And I'm not saying you're stupid, but the way my head works, to accept that, I'd have to make leaps that don't make sense to me.
Okay, did you like the original Blade Runner?
I haven't seen it.
I did.
Okay, I mean, you have to fill in that movie with that's
much. Due to the cuts, though. That's due to the multiple cuts that the director had of that movie. But,
but I'm just not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
There's nothing wrong with blanks as long as what you had to begin with is pleasable.
I think what it implies
Star Wars
is not
is an entire universe of lore.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you're constantly wanting to know more and more and more about it.
But things happen different all the time. When Kylo Ren stopped light of like that laser blast that happened. I mean, I didn't need to be explained. I'd never seen that before.
But that's because the explanations are reasonable.
What explanation?
Those are reasonable. Like the Force has been mysterious. There are reasons I can buy that this happens. My problem is we've got two possibilities with Luke, basically, and that's my big thing. One, Force exertion caused him to die because he used too much Force. Mm-hmm. I think that's stupid because we've seen other Force users.
I don't even feel like that's what happened.
I'm saying, but that's one explanation. The second one is it's his time to die, so he accepted it. That's stupid.
I don't feel like that's what happened either.
What is it then?
Huh?
Why did he die?
I feel like he literally just became one with the Force.
Why?
Because he had done something great. He finally understood it. He had gone up this hill as the hero, then he had fallen down. He didn't know where he was.
He was confused.
Yeah.
Then why didn't Yoda die until he actually died of old age? Because he was way more.
He needed to make up.
I think he was the same thing. Like
in episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, or that. But he felt he had fulfilled his purpose. He was like, I don't think he died of old age. I think he fulfilled his purpose.
That's what I'm saying. He chose to die.
Yeah, he chose to die. Obi-Wan chose to die. Why did Obi-Wan die?
I don't like the Luke chose to die thing. It doesn't feel.
You not liking it doesn't mean that it's not what happened.
I think it's what happened. I think it's stupid. Because I don't think there's a reason. There is so much he could do.
All right,
what else could he have done? He left it to the next generation.
We're gonna resurrect C.S. Lewis. He'll write episode 9.
I would watch that. That'd be pretty cool. I don't have a problem with that.
Ray
entirely allegory.
Ray, Finn, and Poe and Kylo all go to Narnia. Take over the land of Narnia.
Okay. Real quick though, Poe.
Yeah.
Poe.
Okay.
The hero complex, right?
I hate that arc more than any, because I've got problems with it, but I think there's with the Rey, Luke, Kylo thing. I think it's flawed, but I actually think there's some gold nuggets in there that I think were mishandled. But I don't think there's any redeemable about this.
Poe's arc is. His problem with his arc. I don't think it was him. I just think it was like, why didn't she just tell him
exactly
the plan?
Why?
And I'll admit that was stupid. Like, why it was, and it would have been easy.
That was ridiculous.
It would have been easy for them if they would have taken a couple of minutes off of Finn and Rose to establish they might have a spy.
Yeah, that would have fixed it.
That would have fixed it easily.
So I've got a question for you then. So we agree that Finn and Rose not the best part of the movie.
No.
And we agree that.
Can we at least just bring that up? Just later.
Yeah, but and then Poe's whole arc is at least flawed. There's a good underpinning that was mishandled again. So that's 2/3 of the movie that we agree are not handled well. Why is this a movie you love if only? And I don't even think that last third's great. But if only 1/3 of the movie is actually even good by your standards, why is this a good movie?
I never said that.
You just said
no. I said I didn't like Poe and Finn. I didn't. The only part about I didn't like Rose and Finn.
Yeah.
I really didn't care too much because it was like time filler.
Yeah.
It was like watching One Piece with filler. You know, it didn't didn't need to be in it.
Yeah.
Now, if they would have just added that, it would have been fine. But there's a lot of cool things that happen with that. Especially
With
when
her.
she
Impose?
kamikaze. Yeah, the lady.
I don't like
the Admiral, whatever her name is.
Why has no one ever done that
lady
before?
from
Then,
Jurassic
if it's possible?
Park.
Yeah.
When she
there you go.
kamikazes, huh? Laura Dern. Yeah. When she kamikazes this ship, one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen.
was a good scene.
Yeah, I
It
like
was
that.
completely,
It was
it was
awesome.
completely under whatever. Whatever. I didn't like it
Underwhelming?
because it was completely like undercut.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking this as I'm watching it. Wait, they can do that? Why has no one done that before? Which is a
Right.
common complaint on the internet, but I thought that in the theater, and I'm like, well, this completely either
Well, I
everyone
mean-
in the Star Wars universe is an idiot, or they're just making stuff up as they go along, and there's no rules.
I think because nobody's tried to. I think it's more of like nobody's really at that suicidal point that we've seen in the movie.
They suicide the whole Death Star the whole time, but didn't do it usefully. Here's what they again.
And plus
one small
TIE fighters
fix.
and X-Wings don't have warp drives.
But I was gonna say
on.
one small fix that I think it's one of those things where if they had just run a second draft past someone, I think a lot of the problems could have fixed. If someone had just said, this is the new experimental warp speed engine. It takes a lot of gas, but it doesn't
Gas.
Yeah, it
warp
takes-
speed engine on
Fuel.
like
Or
regular
whatever.
TIE fighters.
But no, on the ship, and them saying all the other ones, if they kamikaze, it would just blow themselves up. But this one is experimental, it's weird, and so that allows her to cut through, and that's why no one's done it before. I would have been like, okay, like a throwaway line.
Yeah.
But there's not even that. They again, you're left to assume this is a normal light speed, whatever core, I don't even know.
Well, light speed's not like you're phasing through things. You're literally
Yeah,
just
they have
going
to plot a
super
course.
fast.
They always
I
say that.
know.
They even say multiple times we can't go this way because there's an asteroid field.
I agree.
Or
But
or
large
lots of
frigates
ships
move
are
much
coming over
slower
here.
than escape
But
pods.
the implication,
Oh, thank you.
the implication has always been that if you ram into something, you're basically just going to blow yourself up and not the other thing, because why? Otherwise, again, these are blanks you fill in your mind at least. The blank I filled in my mind that I think most people do to make the Star Wars universe even logically make sense. You've got two options. Everyone in the entire Star Wars universe is an idiot beyond an idiot and has never thought of this and that, or there is something that prevents these lightspeed engines from causing as much damage as they did. Now that we know that all lightspeed engines can cause that, we are forced to assume everyone in the Star Wars universe is an idiot beyond an idiot. It retroactively makes everyone stupider than
Man,
they
they
should.
be outrun
because
those
they didn't
12
try to
parsecs, like
kamikaze.
There were plenty of situations
Like
that would have been
nothing,
the Death Star is going to destroy the universe. We can't kamikaze one ship into it. Really? That's ridiculous.
You do remember that like they literally had to shoot through a small port to like.
Why
it's the
wouldn't
size of a moon.
You could have still shot
like you're
through it.
thinking. You're sitting there. You're telling me even like the X-wings, which were constantly getting shot down, hitting the Death Star when they get shot down. That's not doing very much damage. They literally made Rogue One to fix a pothole.
right.
That it's $100 million pothole to fix.
Very true.
There's not a we can just warp drive a giant ship to a giant moon base and destroy
Sure, you could.
it.
Why not?
It's a giant moon base.
Okay, don't they go in Episode 6 and just hit the central core and it blows up too? Why not just light speed through that, or light speed through the air duct?
Because that's
or
not the
whatever?
same base. They put it in different. They had to go in and do it.
I'm just saying, there's no reason there's not a central important thing you could hit by light speeding through it and plot a course through that.
See, I think we're getting into another realm. Of,
Yeah.
You can ruin.
I
ruin anything.
Science fiction
if you
rules.
think about it too
But,
much.
okay,
I'm
how
an
about
amateur
literally?
writer, but I think this is poor writing.
Okay, sure. Let's just.
well, wait.
let's have a-
When you get that $100 million movie to write, you can start judging.
Okay, let's reel it in, and let's have a final statement from each parties. I mean, that's
Each party.
each party
From each party.
From each party. I don't know. Just
Partay.
like professional.
I mean, I think I said all I need to say.
But conclusively,
Look, I didn't like it because I think there's a lot of good ideas that were handled very poorly. That bothers me. I think, and I don't, you'll speak for yourself, but I think the reason people like it is they see the ideas and what they could have been, and they're willing to forgive the execution. I think the execution ruins those good ideas to the point where I couldn't enjoy the film. And it actually retroactively, the implications, because of shoddy writing in my opinion, retroactively make some of the films I like lesser if we consider this canon.
okay.
I on the opposite spectrum. There's some parts of the movie. No movie's perfect. It never is.
Yeah.
This movie was good to me. It's probably my second favorite Star Wars movie. I enjoyed it a lot. It took characters and made them different from the original, which I enjoyed. Changing my expectations from what it probably was to something better. Doing, taking a shot, taking a chance. It's not bad, like, two characters having the name Martha,
Oh my god.
There are some
Different episode.
Yeah.
Lawson here wants you to have, and I feel like I'm debating for president. Lawson wants a book where it just tells you every single thing without you actually trying to figure it out yourself. That's what he wants. He doesn't. He wants you to. He wants to.
Wrong.
Know, hey, here's how Force works. Here's how TIE fighters work or ships work. That's what he wants.
I feel like I need to defend myself here.
No, you don't. This is my closing.
It's a bit of a straw man being built.
So this movie is good. You just have to sit there and, like, you got to think of how the characters are. What's going on in the movie. Again, episode 9, all this stuff is going to go away. That's what's going to happen. Because J.J. Abrams taking back over. It's not Rian Johnson. That's what's going to happen. There you go.
All right.
I mean, David, you have your thoughts.
You liked it, but maybe not
Final
as much as
thoughts.
Bobby is what I'm hearing, at least.
No,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, but I said, like, you...
Not as much as...
You like it
I don't know
definitely
how
more
much
than
Bobby liked it, because there were parts he was talking about he didn't like. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You
hard
said
to
it's
say.
his second favorite Star Wars movie. Is it up there for you?
I mean, it is up there for me. I didn't like Return of the Jedi at all. I did like A New Hope. I thought Empire Strikes Back was the best one of the original
That's my
trilogy.
favorite.
I thought Force Awakens was just too vanilla, so I liked the risks this one took. Not that they were all paid off.
Okay.
You like that you tried new things, though, at least?
Yeah, I did. I mean, like, I can't believe we didn't talk about space flying Leia or anything.
Oh
there,
my
but,
gosh.
But no, I really liked
that's
it.
when I
Like,
screamed in the
thought-
theater. I'm not gonna lie, but
I thought Luke's journey in the end and who his character become was really well done, especially like when old Yoda shows up and the
Yes.
Jedi archives are burning and
I like that part.
and all that. I really
Or-
did
or-
enjoy that.
When he
No,
meets,
go
when
ahead.
he sees R2D2 for the first time in 30 years.
That part confused me a little bit.
Oh,
but
I
liked
just
that.
thought
That's-
he just kind of like got put back into like his
Yeah.
old ways.
Yeah.
For a complete second.
Sure.
And then he went back.
But I did enjoy the film. I enjoyed listening to your guys' conversations about it. So yeah, but I don't know. It didn't really change my thoughts.
I definitely feel like the major split is between people who enjoyed it, like risks, like new things being done with the universe, like taking chances and not retreading old ground. And I feel like people that dislike it are people that wanted a tighter writing and maybe a tighter paced and crafted and more thought out from the beginning story. That seems to be the divide I'm seeing. I don't think one's better than the other, but I definitely line up on I like tighter pacing,
True.
better thought out, and less than I like experiments.
Yeah,
Very true.
I'll throw
Very
my
true.
final thoughts
Yeah.
out there too, and then
Yeah.
we'll go to yours, Jacob.
Yes.
If that's all right.
Great.
So, Star Wars is, one of my favorites. We talked
Yes.
about favorite movies last time, and I guess I don't consider Star Wars because it's so much my favorite
Yeah.
movie series that
Right.
It transcends.
I
Yeah.
can't beat it. Nothing beats it. It's just my childhood in a nutshell, and I guess just overall in general, the Last Jedi is definitely not one of my favorites. It's probably one of my least favorite Star Wars movies because of how weak I felt it furthered the plot.
Yeah.
I don't want fan service. I don't want
So
a
true.
continued
Right.
the same thing over and over.
Mhm.
I'm not insane. I don't
Yeah.
want that.
So true. Yeah.
I want a movie that furthers on the legacies and the stories that have been introduced to me, and that's just how I feel about it. And I think a lot of people feel that way. It just wasn't delivered to me in the way that I wanted it.
Very true.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, to my point, like, here's the thing. It's like, I think that's the worst part. I feel like the people who blatantly and openly don't like it get a lot of flack, because you even see memes where, it acts like the people who didn't like The Last Jedi are a bunch of prudes. And I think that spreading that stereotype, that's just so stupid. It's like,
it's an easy argument.
I know. It's like,
Yeah.
just let me not like something,
and that's
just
perfectly
let
fine,
me.
yeah.
I mean, we don't let Lawson not like anything, but that's not the point.
That's a whole different
It's a whole different conversation. But yeah, my point about, I'll just bring it in with The Last Jedi. my whole thing with it is exactly what Jesse said. It's like, look, I want different, I crave different, I need different, because that's what makes a good story, is if you progress it and you add new lore and you explore things. I feel like The Last Jedi had a flat landing. The Last Jedi, the execution and the writing was very off, and it had no tonal direction, and it had very poor execution with very amazing things they could have introduced. And they've gone to places with the Force that they've never gone before, and I thought that was beautiful. And I loved Luke's story arc in the movie, and I loved Kylo Ren and Rey's relationship in the movie. I thought that's what really was the big pull of the movie.
Was forgettable.
The most beautiful part. Yeah, exactly. And the rest of it was forgettable. Guys, they barely went to other planets. That's a problem with me. The only... it is, because it's so adventurous for them to go to Hoth, to go to Dagobah, to go to Cloud City. Yeah, that's so adventurous, and that's so
Salt
exciting.
Planet?
I'm gonna throw
He was predicting the movie reception. I'm just saying.
They didn't go to that many planets in the original trilogy, per movie.
But when they did, they did.
They had their own planet tone.
Exactly. Yeah. And to keep everything contained to one ship, it's like, look, I don't care what's going on the ship. There's not a big enough pool. There's not enough drama to keep me intrigued on this ship. I'm done. And not only that, but like overall, I just thought, basically like Lawson said, it's like, there were so many amazing things that they introduced, but a lot of them were poorly executed, and I thought they could have done it way better. It's like a super smart student that could have gotten A+, but he got a C in my mind, you know?
Yeah, so, lots of good opportunities and lots of good moments, but the landing didn't stick.
I think it seems like we all come to the same overall conclusion that this had some really interesting, unique ideas. Some of the execution was perfect,
and I don't deny that. Yeah,
but we just disagree on how important that execution was.
Yes,
I mean, you can do that for any movie. Like
some movies don't try and do things; they just
no. I'm saying you could do that with you could see a way a story could be better.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I do it all the time. I've even done it with Transformers and other
You're
movies.
right. Yeah.
So I mean that argument. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I guess we can wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Honestly, that discussion was like, I think
the nuke button.
Yeah. No, I think that everybody needs to hear this discussion. We are going to spread this discussion around, streaming. Because
I don't think we're going to change anybody's mind.
Well, no, but
we're going to talk about it.
We're going to give. Here's the thing: we're going to give perspective. You know what I mean? No more, all you Star Wars hater memes. No more of that. I think this is a very authentic discussion about the movie that a lot of people need to hear.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah.
I think that's a good word to end on.
Yeah.
I think we drew the line between hate and disappointment.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So yeah.
Hey,
Bobby?
We're two different people.
We're five different people.
I'm talking about the discussion.
Yeah.
People who love it, people that hate and disappointment. So that's like two people.
Okay.
But
from all
people who approve.
Either way,
I didn't mean to disclude you.
You just exclude people who actually like the movie.
There's people who like the movie. There's people who love the movie. There's people who hate the movie. There's people who are disappointed.
There you go. That's all you needed to say.
There's people who didn't see the movie.
Well, on that note,
let's conclude, guys. This was fun.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
See you next week.
Tune in next time.
Same
time, same hour.
All right.
Good night, Chicago.
The photo booth is a time machine. I just traveled back in time. Remember they flew on them and they were like... She was the girl of my dreams.
You like jazz, Evan? Yeah. Let me play something for you.
Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.